The phrase, "it is finished," was not only used by Jesus, but also used by accountants to indicate that a debt had been paid in full. We actually have ancient documents with this stamped on them. When Jesus breathed his last breath, picture a rubber stamp falling onto your passport, indicating that you are now debt-free and granted passage to heaven. Furthermore, that passport can never be misplaced. It's in God's vault. That's why, as we heard on Sunday, I don't need to worry about losing my salvation or God's love. The more we understand what "it is finished" means, the more falsehoods we can vanquish in our minds. Worrying that we'll do something to lose our salvation or be cut off from God's love is amazingly widespread. This past Sunday, Mark shared about his struggles as he returned to God during his college years. He said, "I wondered if I'd done something that couldn't be forgiven. I was burdened by the fear of not going to heaven." Are you plagued by these thoughts? We need to understand that when Jesus said, "it is finished," that means paid in full. As we also heard, none of you have been so bad that the cross can't cover what you've done, and will cover what you will do too. Jesus paid off all the moral obligation that you will ever have to God, putting our title in his name, and he is far too strong to let anyone take it from his grip. Jesus said in John chapter 10, verse 28 about his followers, "And I give them eternal life, and they will never perish, and no one will snatch them out of my hand." Listen to this verse from Colossians 2:14. It says this, "We owed a debt because we've broken God's laws. That debt listed all the rules we failed to follow, but God forgave our debt, and he canceled our debt by nailing it to the cross." With that debt completely forgiven, we also don't need to pay any sort of penance when we do sin. That means when we lose our cool and get caught in a traffic jam, it's not God's punishment. My guilt and shame, it wants to think God is out to get me. But we heard on Sunday, God will not continue to punish you. So let's live as free people. God has better things to do than play gotcha.